The Baffa National Store Company says poor land management and reliance on rain-fed agriculture are impacting negatively on how much it can store in its warehouses.
Well, according to the Chief Executive, Eric Oseusu, there is currently only 10,000 metric tons of maize in its warehouse.
Well, it should always be a worry when there is shortage of some particular crop, since we depend on these crops. But you will agree with me that there can be substitutes. And as I've explained, cassava, for instance, is there in abundance. Plantain is there in abundance. Yam is there in abundance. So even if there is a shortage or a slight shortage of, say, maize, we can find substitutes. We should not really put ourselves in a panic situation as if there is no food.
Maize is Ghana's #1 staple crop, followed by rice. Domestic demand for these is growing. Between 2010 and 2015, maize demand was projected to grow at 2.6%. Ghana is not self-sufficient in either of its two most important staples. The country has experienced average shortfalls in domestic maize supplies of 12%. Maize production increased from 1.5 million metric tons in 2008 to over 2.5 million metric tons in 2014. Maize production is rain-fed and a challenge to increase yields.
We should take irrigation serious in this country, because irrigation is about one thing that will, we can rely on, to ensure all year-round production, because you can obviously grow your crops if you don't have water, to irrigate them. So if we are going to be dependent on rain-fed agriculture, then we are risking too much.
Ghana's food security is also threatened by land availability. Estate developers are taking over every available land, leaving local farmers without work. The chief executive of the National Food Buffer Stock Company said land management should be taken seriously. NAFCO deals with only grains due to the perishable nature of other crops and vegetables. Cassava is one of the crops that is being considered for storage. Some have suggested that the economic values of the crop is explored to guarantee food security and ensure a strong export-led and industry-based cassava value chain.
We produce over 15 million metric tons of cassava, and we only consume about 5 million tons. So it means that if we can process more gari and then save it, it will be good for us. Besides that, yam and plantain, we are looking at, not us personally because we don't have the facilities to do this, but we know that there are research going on as to how we can preserve these other crops.